Okay. Yeah, it was a great basketball game. Our entire staff and players have so much respect for Northwestern. We knew it was going to be a big-time battle. And I think it was just a great college basketball game all around. It was back and forth, had a lot of drama, players making, big-time plays throughout. It was a really physical game. And it was back and forth, which you really want. The crowd obviously was pro-Virginia crowd and really helped us and gave us a lift multiple times throughout. But I'm really proud of the guys. Obviously, these two right here were huge within the game. He gave us a massive lift off the bench. And he could easily be a starter, all right, but he understands, he needs to give us a burst every time he comes in, and this guy kept us in it in the first half. He was just a beast. The rebounding was critical for us, certainly in the first half, and it continued in the second. We got just enough stops, down the stretch when our offense sputtered a little bit midway through the second half, and we were able to get to the free throw line. A lot of it was due to Chance, and his ability to penetrate. And we had some key plays in transition. Dallin's three. Sam, I thought, gave them a little bit of a different look down the stretch. They were used to playing against him, and then all of a sudden Sam's in there. We have two guys foul out, and then for our guys to still, figure out a way to win the game was really impressive.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take questions for Tess and Chance. Jeff.
Chance, Northwestern came out and kind of knocked you guys back on your heels early in the second half. What was the key to kind of getting back, stabilizing things, and then getting back in the game?
I feel like we talked about physicality a lot. They're a very physical team, as Coach said, so we had to match it. We didn't want to match. We wanted to be the first ones to do it, but that's not what happened, so we had to match their physicality, and I feel like once we did that and we started moving the ball, pushing the pace, I feel like that's what really started to kickstart our run.
Okay, David and then Greg.
Chance, you had as many rebounds as anybody on the floor tonight, but you're the smallest guy.
Yep.
How does that happen, and have you always had that knack?
Yeah.
Yes. I've watched him many times.
Yeah, I would say I feel like sometimes the ball just lands like
No, it
close
doesn't.
to me. Nah.
Humility is humility, but
Yeah, but I had a lot of rebounds in high school, so I feel like because we didn't really have a center, of course, so I feel like I had to do that to be able to push the pace. And coaches tell me, like, if I can get a rebound, we can go as fast as possible. So I kind of strive. I'm a nail guy as coach in coach's scheme, so kind of fits me very well. So yeah.
Greg.
Yeah, Tess, was the plan to get the ball inside to you tonight, and kind of what was your confidence level going into the game against Northwestern that you'd be able to have some success scoring the ball?
I think the plan was just overall sharing the ball, not specifically getting me the ball. And the confidence was just like always, like the coaching staff and my teammates giving me this confidence, and I just went at it like always.
And then just on the foul trouble, how do you kind of manage that, and what's the key to still playing with that aggressive style, but trying to avoid the fouls?
I just like work on my defense, on my stance, talk with the coach what I can do better, watch video, and it's just a thing I can do off the court and on the court. I mean, yeah.
Jeff.
Tess, did it take a while to get used to being in that kind of game? Because the first four were all kind of one-sided, and to be in a game where you kind of punched, as Coach Collins said, you guys were trading punches.
I mean, I've been used to play that kind of games because last year in Bilbao and the last 2 years in Bilbao, we were like a bottom team, so we were always fighting for our win. And today was almost the same game, but everybody was ready. And I mean, I've been used to fight for any game, so I just take every game as the same and just fight it.
Take one from
Tess, it seems like you were on Martinelli, a significant quarter of the game. You held him to 3 of 12 shooting in the game. Was that an emphasis coming in to try to keep you on him and to try to take him out of the game?
Yeah, I was locked in him. I mean, before the game, he's probably the best scorers of his conference, and we know that. And I was locked in defense, and I think it wasn't just me; it was the whole team, and the defensive coaches and the coaching staff did a really good job to scout that guy. So yeah.
Any other questions for the guys? Greg.
Do you think your opponents are surprised by the physicality when they get on the court?
I don't know. That's maybe a better question for them.
Thanks, guys. You can go
Thank
ahead and
you.
go back.
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys. Good job.
All right, coach.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Were you kind of interested to see how your guys would respond to a game like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we knew going in. You know, you watch enough film of Northwestern and the other teams that are here. You know, at the Greenbrier, it's a great opportunity. You know, for every team that's here, regardless of what the result ends up being. Certainly, you want to win, and you can get some key wins. But at the same time, you want to see how your team is going to respond to big moments. And I think we saw both teams respond really well to big moments. And, you know, we were just fortunate enough to be able to, you know, have that lead at the end and a little tiny bit of a cushion to be able to finish it out.
Jerry, and then David.
Did Chance take a step forward tonight? Seems like they didn't have an answer for him, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's really fast. You know, he's really good with the ball. He's a warrior. You know, Teal talked about the rebounding. You know, he's been doing that, you know, for a long, long time. And, you know, I think he gave us a burst. He saw how things were going. And sometimes when you're sitting on the bench and you kind of watch things, you know, and you see some tentativeness from your teammates, well, a guy like him, he's going to take it upon himself. Hey, let's get some energy going. And that's how he plays. And whether it's on defense or on offense, you know, even the steal and the layup, you know, like he just made huge plays for us all night. And so I'm glad that he's with us.
Brian, limited minutes, obviously, for Devin. But
Yeah.
As you see him round into form, what role do you envision? Clearly, as an inbounds passer.
Yeah. Well, he's a steady Eddie guy, and obviously this is the first time he's back. You know, he didn't have the benefit of playing maybe in some of these other games where, you know, he can get his feet wet and play. This is a real, you know, big-time matchup. And, you know, I went back and forth, you know, on whether to put him in there or not at all. And he and I decided, you know, with Ethan, the doctors, and then Mike Curtis, that he was ready. He had a good practice yesterday, and certainly we know we're going to need him, you know, long term as we begin to go about the season. So really pleased to have him be able to get back out there with us. And we only see more, you know, from him as the season begins to progress.
Amy, and then Thomas.
Dylan and Chance both play point in a very different way, especially like in these like kind of by position games. How are you kind of deciding and like toggling between the two of them, and how are you seeing that kind of look develop?
Yeah, I mean, I like to play them together too. When they're both out there, you know, together, they, you know, they complement, you know, one another. I think it takes a little bit of the pressure off Dallin sometimes, you know, when Chance is out there with him, and that's not to say that the others don't. You know, Malik, you know, is tremendous. He's a tremendous player. Jakari can really play. Sam, I thought, was great, you know, tonight in his minutes. But we're gonna need everyone.
Greg?
Down the stretch tonight, how crucial was that? Is that what you expect from a veteran who's been around college basketball all along?
Yeah, no question. I just told him in there, like, he needs to be confident in himself because he's so good. And when he's tentative, you know, sometimes he hurts himself. And I thought, you know, to watch him snap out of it was really, you know, gratifying for me and his teammates. And, you know, I thought he did a great job, you know, down the stretch and throughout, just staying with it. You're not going to have your best game every single outing. And, you know, I thought he grew a ton tonight, you know, in a pressure situation.
Keep one in the back.
Coach, can you talk about what's appealing about coming to White Sulphur?
Yeah.
The environment of a gym that's smaller than most high school gyms. I mean,
Yeah. It's very unique. We encouraged our guys, you know, to get from this experience. And obviously it's, you know, when you're playing in a ballroom and it's that tight and it's well done, it's well positioned. You know, the Greenbrier's done a great job. Intersport has done an awesome job of putting this event together and making it where fans can really enjoy it as well. And obviously you see the resort, and it's an amazing place, a historic place with a ton of tradition. and to be able to walk through the lobby and the hallways and see fans, and I really encouraged our guys to this is our first time kind of getting out on the road together, and our fans are here with us. It's a benefit for us, and so I encouraged our guys to take pictures with fans that are here that made the drive up or down wherever they came from, to get to know them, because we have an entirely new roster, and we're just really thankful that so many came to support us, and looking forward to our prep for Sunday as well, and thankful for the people at Greenbrier for looking after all the teams.
Okay, we got time for a couple more. David, then Amy, and then Jerry, and that's it.
Ryan, several times tonight, Griff looked at Tess and just went
Yeah.
like this. Did you guys?
What do you think he meant by that? Try to put words in my mouth?
No,
Yeah.
as you guys went through preseason, did you anticipate that he was going to have some foul issues?
Probably. I think we all could see that because he's just aggressive. I think the key for Tess, and your question is spot on, is not having some, if he ends up like the one that he got they got the rebound and clearly he gets the foul. I think it was his fourth. Well, he's got to abstain from that one. Even the last one, where he's driving to the rim, you got to probably get away at that point and let him, jump into your body as opposed to trying to take it on physically. And that's all part of the learning process. We need him on the court, and he understands that. And so I think he said it perfectly, film, right? But then you have to learn by doing, and you have to learn by being out there. And we made a calculated risk, to put him back in there that early. Yeah, I mean, we put him in with like 7 minutes to go in the game. That's a lot of minutes, with 4 fouls. But we felt I was willing to take that risk to get him out there because he'd been very dominant throughout the game. And it didn't work out. He ended up off the court. So did Chance, but that's the risk you take as a coach.
Yeah, you said at the beginning of the season that you didn't want to be a team that was like living and dying by the three. And you made 5 for 24 tonight, but still put up 83. What does that tell you about the team? And also, was that just the venue or
No, it wasn't the venue. I think it was Northwestern. They did a great job in pick and roll defense, and they got back to the shooters quickly. And you saw the first half, we had 3 assists, I think, 5 turnovers. That's rare for us, but you have to be able to win different ways. And, when teams get out and play the perimeter and get out on your shooters, well, now you've got to be able to get to the basket. And I think we created some downhills for our guys, and the guys created their own downhills, throughout the second half. And obviously we were the beneficiary of some fouls, getting to the basket. And thankfully our guys shot it really well from the free throw line. You're not going to shoot it great every night. We understand that. So the key is not overdoing it, and just trying to make it happen. And then the second part of that is the offensive rebounding. And if you're going to miss threes, you got to go after it. And I think our guys did that tonight. It was a big key to the game.
Okay, one more. Jerry.
It seems like at times Tess is just determined that he's going to score no matter what.
Yeah.
Do you need that aggressiveness?
Yeah.
Even though he gets those fouls, especially when teams are being aggressive toward you.
Yeah, I think he's a willing passer. Like you saw that, throughout the game. But, they're quick, they're athletic, their defense is really stout. We knew it was not going to be easy. We knew it was going to feel differently than the other games have felt. And our guys understood that going in. It was going to be a different level of physicality. And I think he matched it and met it and brought his own, certainly in that first half. But he's a determined scorer, but he's not a selfish player. He's a guy that really loves his teammates and doesn't have to be the go-to guy. He wants our team to win. Like he was fired up on the bench, cheering for his team, even though he was out of the game. He could have pouted and been upset, but he was in the game. Okay, thanks everybody.